Looks like the family is there, and they're getting ready to come to the microphone, so we'll listen in. Okay. So my name's Robbie Parker. My family is one of the families that lost a child yesterday in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings here in Connecticut.
Security manager in charge of buying ammunition for the government is now accused of running a website that promotes a race war against white people. This is a bizarre story. Molly Henneberg joins us live in Washington. So, Molly, who is this guy? What kind of things does he write about on this website?
Ayo Kamathi is his name. He buys weapons and ammo for the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. That's a division of the Homeland Security Department. And his website, called The War on the Horizon, was first brought to national attention by the Southern Poverty Law Center. That's a civil rights organization known for going after white supremacist groups. But in this case, Kamathi is running a black supremacist website. He calls whites the, quote, bitter enemy, and says the website was created with, quote, the purpose of preparing black people worldwide for an unavoidable, inevitable clash with the white race. Whites around the world are absolutely determined to exterminate African people in all corners of the earth. We'll see you on the battlefield. In a rap, he slams high-profile African-American women in the entertainment industry, including Oprah Winfrey, Wendy Williams, and Tyra Banks. He calls them Uncle Toms, meaning sellouts to whites. And the website also has a picture of President Obama on it, calling him the, quote, magic mulatto. He ain't your friend. Martha?
Wow. Any response from the Department of Homeland Security on this, Molly?
A spokeswoman for the Immigration and Customs Agency says that agency does not condone any type of hateful rhetoric or advocacy of violence of any kind. And that spokeswoman goes on to say, quote, every ICE employee is held to the highest standard of professional and ethical conduct. Accusations of misconduct are investigated thoroughly, and if substantiated, appropriate action is taken. It's unclear at this point whether Kamathi will face any disciplinary action, but according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, Kamathi did get permission from his supervisors to start the website, but that he told them that it would be used to sell concert and lecture videos. Martha?
Well, I certainly hope there's an investigation underway into this whole thing. Molly, it's really good to see you. Thank you very much.
A manager in the United States Department of Homeland Security in charge of buying weapons and ammunition for the federal government is a vicious black racist who openly calls for the mass murder of all whites. Ayo Kamathi works for the Department of Homeland Security, managing the purchase of guns, ammunition, and other weapons. But Ayo Kamathi also manages a website that says, quote-unquote, we are going to have to kill a lot of whites, more than our Christian hearts can possibly count. Of course, Kamathi also preaches violent anti-Semitism. When some of Kamathi's fellow employees complained about his calls for genocide against all whites, the Obama administration protected him.
Because white males, in any culture they have whites, is a rapist culture. That's white culture, period. But when you're in a culture ruled and dominated by whites, many times the males under them are forced to adopt the same culture. Because our ancestors said he would take the whip and crack it on our back. And that was the cracker man. We call him the cracker because he goes out and makes a drug that's cheap enough for black people to kill ourselves with. And he calls it crack. And one who would crack is a what? A cracker. So we call him the cracker because he cracked the foundation of the black community, which is the black woman, by feeding his filth to our people.
Now, even the extreme left-wing Southern Poverty Law Center have issued a public report exposing Kamathi's genocidal hate-mongering. But so far, only Fox News has publicized the report. The left-wing news media, CBS, NBC, ABC, MSNBC, and CNN are all deliberately covering up the scandal. Are you tired of anti-white racism and anti-Semitism being promoted by the Obama administration and the left-wing news media?
It's becoming a common problem at retail stores and ranges across the country.
They come in, they want ammo. We don't have ammo.
But the Department of Homeland Security appears to be on a buying spree. Their most recent request is for 10 million rounds of hollow point bullets for a .40 caliber pistol, another 10 million rounds for a 9mm, plus 1.6 million pistol cartridge 9mm ball bullets. And that's just this year. Last March, DHS bought 450 million bullets, and in September, another 200 million. That's in addition to a reported 1.6 billion rounds they already have.
This is the most bigoted, racist, and anti-gay site out there. And the guy works for the Department of Homeland Security. Is this just some low-level guy? Well, this happens to be the guy that is in charge of buying all of the weapons and the bullets for the Department of Homeland Security. Anybody wonder why the Department of Homeland Security? Have you heard that? Why is the Department of Homeland Security buying so many bullets? Why do they need all of these bullets? Guess who's in charge of buying all of the bullets for the Department of Homeland Security?
Just the guy who's preparing for the race war.
Just the guy who's preparing for the race war.
No big deal.
So the shortage of bullets that we have may very well be caused by this guy. The reason why you don't have bullets is because this guy, who has the website War on the Horizon, talking about the race war, is in charge of all of the procurement of the bullets and the weapons for the Department of Homeland Security. Now, that's not exactly a low-level position, I'm guessing.
So during the height of the Iraq War, U.S. soldiers used about 5.5 million rounds of ammunition every month. If you do the math here, that means the Department of Homeland Security has enough bullets to wage a full-scale war for the next 30 years.
DHS says the bullets are needed for training, but military veteran Richard Mason is doubtful.
We never trained with hollow points. We didn't even really see hollow points my entire 4.5 years in the Marine Corps. Why would they need all those hollow points? Why would they need all those ball rounds just for training? It doesn't really make sense.
Sales manager Scott McCurley says it's been a hot topic of conversation at his gun range.
It takes a lot of ammunition to run. 15 million, I'll give you 20 million. But when you start getting into billions in 1 year, that's not training, that's excessive waste.
Even some lawmakers aren't convinced.
It serves one purpose. It's a subterfuge. It's to keep it from being able to get out to the public, to raise the cost up.
Within the first month of 2013, we are talking about the fiscal cliff, we're talking about sequestration. Somehow, the Department of Homeland Security has enough money to buy 22 million more rounds of ammunition.
I'm Christine Frizzell, Fox 17 News.
Well, hello, America. After Barack Obama's speech yesterday on the racially charged anti-American comments of his former pastor Jeremiah Wright, the liberal media held a pity party. Oh, poor Barack. He's just got a crazy grandpa, and don't we all have a crazy grandpa? No. Here's the point tonight. Reverend Jeremiah Wright is much more dangerous than any crazy grandpa any of us might have had. The foundation of Wright's beliefs are rooted in the theological tradition based in hate, intolerance, and racial black nationalism. Here's how I got there. I told you just last week that I wouldn't give any platform to any slinging of any mud for any candidate or any party, and I feel I am keeping my word on this. I am not piling on Obama due to the comments of his former pastor. What I'm doing, and what I think is important that we all do, is shine a light on Barack's past. We don't know really who this guy is. We have to kind of piece it together, not only by what he says in the present, but what he has done in the past. Who is Barack Obama? Who has built his foundation? So what did Barack do in the last 20 years? Well, he's, one thing, sat in the one of the pews of the Trinity United Church of Christ and listened to Reverend Jeremiah Wright's sermons. He says he counts Wright as a member of his family and his senior spiritual advisor. Okay, if that's true, then I think it's fair that we find out who Wright is and what he believes. In the talking points page of the Trinity Church's website, Reverend Wright, in his own words, states that the foundation of his beliefs are in systemized black liberation theology and praises James Cone's book, Black Power and Black Theology. This is what James Cone, the man who Obama's senior spiritual advisor looks up to and whose ideas he preaches, states as black liberation theology. Listen carefully and please follow along. Quote, black theology refuses to accept a God who is not identified totally with the goals of the black community. If God is not for us and against white people, then he is a murderer, and we had better kill him. The task of black theology is to kill gods who do not belong to the black community. Black theology will accept only the love of God, which participates in the destruction of the white enemy. What we need is the divine love as expressed in black power, which is the power of black people to destroy their oppressors here and now by any means at their disposal. Unless God is participating in this holy activity, we must reject his love. Wow, America, here is what you need to know tonight. The man who wrote those words contributed to the foundation of Reverend Jeremiah Wright's ministry. Barack Obama has been fed a steady diet of those teaching for 20 years. He sat in the pew every Sunday, soaking it in. He never denounced or rejected the Reverend's beliefs until it was politically advantageous. So, do we believe 20 years of evidence or a 20-minute speech? Forget about me. I want to ask you the question. Is this the kind of man that you want to have access to the most powerful man on earth?
It's going to mean a fight. And it's going to mean a lot of white people risking a lot of things when they finally join on the side of the black people. And
we wanted to become communist cadre, completely committed to the revolution.
Third World revolutionaries and militant groups in America, like the Black Panthers, would soon overthrow the American government. They argued that SDS had to join this worldwide revolution by organizing white kids to begin fighting.
White youth must choose sides now. We must either fight on the side of the oppressed or be on the side of the oppressor.
The Weather people's ideas about revolution and communism were kindergarten ideas. So it was kind of, we're going to go it alone. There's a revolution in process. Join us. That's it. That's basically what they were saying. Join us or fuck you.
Now, how do I know that the white people know that we are going to come up with a solution to the problem? I know it because they have retina scans, they have what they call racial profiling, DNA banks, and they're monitoring our people to try to prevent the one person from coming up with the one idea. And the one idea is how we are going to exterminate white people, because that, in my estimation, is the only conclusion I have come to. We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem. Now, I don't care whether you clap or not, but I'm saying to you that we need to solve this problem.
America is more divided today than yesterday. We did not cause the division. We did not cause the racism. We are now responding to that which you and your people have done to us.
Do you mind, though, offending a blanket people? Do you mind when you say white devils? I mean, anybody goes, well, I'm not a devil, I'm a nice guy, all right? You know, I don't want him calling me devil. You're offending.
Of course, the devil is wicked, and he's the master of deception. I say in the words of Malcolm X, if you find any good white people, kill them first before they turn bad.
His rhetoric, and Khalid Muhammad found a space where he could say what he wanted to say without someone telling him that he needs to tone down his rhetoric, and that organization was the New Black Panther Party.
Wake up, lean up, and stand up.
In 1998, Khalid became the de facto leader of the New Black Panther Party for self-defense.
I was at a meeting of the New Black Panthers, and I observed a speech given by Khalid Muhammad, where he said that you should not just go into white people's houses and just kill the white man and his wife. He said you should go into that bedroom and find that little white baby and stab him in his chest. I looked around, there were about 200 or more people in that room. Of course, I think that anybody in here might be crazy enough to do that. And you